Dracula is a very horny movie. It deals with loss, love, lust, obsession, and thinking about what could have been, but it's not. Everything mixed with vampire mythology. But is it worth your ticket price? Let's talk about it. This movie tries to be its own thing or tries to have its different take. The director wanted to concentrate mainly on the love aspect when it came to Dracula. Dracula is about a man who was deeply in love, but he lost his wife during a battle and turned his back on God. He then becomes Dracula. He believes his wife will be incarnated, and 400 years later, he believes he found her and wants to rekindle their love and spark. First of all, let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite Dracula adaptation, and by the way, I want to play a game with you. Each time I say the word Dracula, you take a shot. I went into Dracula blindsided. I did not see a trailer. I didn't even see a poster. All I saw was that it was playing in my theater. So I said, yep, this name alone got my attention, so let's go right away. And my theater room was pretty packed, honestly. And people in there, they were clapping, they were sobbing, they were laughing. They were all having a good time. Or at least we were all having a great time. Is this a perfect movie? It's not. But if you have patience to let everything unfold and go through with the motions, you will also have a great time with it. It does have some solid acting, mainly from the lead actor, Caleb Landry Jones. There are some moments that took me out a bit, but I'll cover that later on in the video. I believe he did a great job portraying the older, more mature Dracula. His design was reminiscent of Bram Stoker's Dracula, which to me is never a bad thing. There is a priest here, played by Christopher Waltz. He does a fine job, and his character adds some comedy into this movie. Don't get me wrong though, this is not a comedy at all. It has some very dark elements in it, and it's more of a serious movie overall. This movie does have the usual run-of-the-mill tropes when it comes to Dracula movies, which to me is not a bad thing. Just don't expect something drastically different compared to all the vampire movies that you've seen in the past. This is not like Sinners, where the director Ryan Coogler wanted to aim for something drastically different and something truly unique. Dracula is a mix of emotion, blood, tension, some good action, a love story, and even some gore. Let's talk about the love aspect. It begins with showing you how Dracula is deeply in love with his wife. Not just in love, but they are horny with each other. Like I mean, really horny with each other. And one of my favorite scenes from the entire movie is where Dracula tells a story to his lawyer. The pain in his voice of never getting over his wife's death really got to me. And through this backstory, we get a sense that despite he's not able to die, he only wants to rekindle his love and wants to be happy again. In this backstory though, there was a minor element that made me think of the movie Perfume, the story of a murderer. And on top of that, there was a song in the background playing that made me think of the song Joanna from Sweeney Todd. And talking about music in the background, the music here or the score was actually done by the one and only Danny Elfman. And I thought, this sounds really familiar, or the vibe is really familiar. When I got out and realized that it was him, I'm like, yep, no wonder it sounded that great. I have to be honest with you though, during this backstory, there are some moments where we just saw random dancing, random choreography, and I thought, yeah, I feel like I'm watching a music video now. But back to the loss of love. Imagine yourself in his shoes, where you lost your other half, your heart. You will also be in a dark place, knowing that you cannot move on or knowing that you cannot even die. Dracula tried to kill himself multiple times, all to realize, damn, he's cursed for life. And despite being able to turn others into vampires, he decides not to. He simply wants to live alone forever. I mean, there are times where he turns some women into vampires, but he does that because he wants them to try to find his love. That is Dracula in this movie. He does not kill much. And in fact, he only does turn some people into vampires because he thinks that they may help him find the love of his life if she is reincarnated. But when he does kill, it was worth the wait. And by the end of the movie, he does fight off some humans that go into his castle, and it was done with such elegance. It's clear Dracula here simply wants to live alone for the rest of his life, be left alone in his pain, his sorrow, and suffering. This movie does a great job with making you compare with the actual villain, but in my eyes, Dracula is not the villain at all. Maybe it's those human moments that we share with him that make me connect with him even more and make me feel kind of pity for him. There was a scene by the end of the movie that actually got to me. It was a scene where they show him actually smile and actually be happy for the first time in a very, very long time. This is why I told myself, why must the humans try to go and kill him? Like, clearly he's not the villain here. He does have his ways to go about certain things, but he didn't kill up until humans tried to kill him to begin with. And this movie got me so attached to Dracula that my heart was actually racing. And I love the ending though. I gotta say that. The rest of the movie though, like I said, is just basically generic things that we've seen in the past when it comes to vampire movies. There is a badass scene here though, where a vampire's head was decapitated, and the way it was done, it was gory and glorious. There are some moments in this movie that took me away from the actual feeling of it. So let's go back to what I said earlier in the video. There is a particular scene where Dracula is in pain, and his mannerism, the way he was acting, it just kind of took me out of the whole scene. And on top of that, there are some things that are not quite consistent in this movie. Like for example, there was another scene where there's a vampire inside a room. Someone opens a window and that vampire gets burnt. But then that same vampire later on walks out and about, and they are out in the pure sunlight. And I'm thinking, I thought that vampire would get burnt and die, but they didn't. Then again, the vampire moments before they went outside, they drank the blood out of a human. So that makes them be fine. It wasn't fully explained properly. And there are moments in the movie where I couldn't really take the priest seriously. I don't know, something about his acting here and there was just a bit off as well. I gotta say though, there was a particular line that really made people go crazy and clap. The wife of Dracula said to him, "If God does not accept our love, he can burn in hell." After that, people in my theater went batshit crazy. They began clapping, they went bonkers. And I'm thinking, holy shit, I kinda love it here. And this is why I love the theater experience. Everyone there is different, but when they all connect, it's just a great time overall. Nothing compares to the theater experience. So in conclusion, this movie is about love, death, and being stuck in a certain mindset because of your depression, because you lost someone that you truly cared about. Love is so strong that you might catch yourself doing things you never thought possible before. If you enjoy the vampire mythology, some blood, and some gore, then this movie is clearly for you. Well, this all leads me to my rating for this film. And for this one, it's a 3.8 out of 5. This is the true cinematic experience in theater. I recommend going on a Tuesday or early in the day when it's cheaper. Or you can even use your monthly membership for the theater if you have one. I have Regal Unlimited. Well, thank you for your time today, my cinematic family. You are a true cinephile for sticking until the end of the video. Please hit the subscribe button, maybe the like button if you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts on Dracula if you've seen it or if you plan on seeing it. I am Chuy, and this is Chuy Cinematic Talk. Take care, and I'll see you next time.